Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Asian Psycho, and we are back for the 28th chapter for the Exploring the Arsenal series featuring me, Asian Psycho, aka Toast Number 98. You guys know all the drill. And let's get started on the UMP family of reviews, starting with the GP standard variant, the UMP. Now, the UMP, just as a trivial note, has been the target of many jokes regarding its name, mainly featuring the fact that most people like to call it the Hump, or I don't know what the joke is, the popular joke is now for the UMP, but when I first started playing Combat Arms and when the UMP 45 first debuted in Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, because I'm a PC gamer, lots of people like to ridicule it as the Hump guns, but it seems like most people got over that fact because it is a very good submachine gun, and once people realized that it was a pretty good submachine gun, in both franchises, I think people started to tone down the insults against this gun. But whatever, that's something very trivial. I just wanted to point that out because I thought it was kind of funny. Anyways, I'm playing on oil rig for this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. This was a very good gameplay. Not many like huge accolades, like no unbelievable. I don't think I get like a single fantastic in this game, but it's a very good game in terms of keeping myself alive. I really do enjoy playing like this, like to see if I can run around their spawn area as long as I can without dying. I enjoy playing like that. But anyways, let's get on with the UMP review. Now, it is unlocked at the rank of Sergeant, and it costs 850 GP a day, that extra 50 GP due to the fact that the UMP does have a unique 35-round magazine. It is the first submachine gun, or one of the first submachine guns you will ever use to have such a different magazine. And I'm running, and by the way, in this game, I am running this UMP completely bare bones, no attachments whatsoever. So, the UMP is one of the few submachine guns I am completely fine with running with no attachments. So. The cost, I already covered that. So let's get into the nitty-gritty stats of the UMP. The UMP deals a solid 37 damage. Now I'm going to be comparing this to M249 Para a lot, because I know I've compared the UMP in my to the M249 Para in that review. So I'm going to do the same thing for each other. So. Hope you guys understand. The M249 Para did a 38 damage, whereas the UMP deals a 37 damage. So both of these submachine guns are SMGs that I like to classify as heavy hitting, but slow rate of fire and kind of slower submachine guns than the rest. The UMP obviously has more power than most submachine guns do in this game, and it does have less portability. I mean, compared to like the NX standard submachine guns that have been released these days, like the Magpul FMG9, the T2, the T2's been out for a long time, but anyways, you guys get my drift. The UMP is not that fast of a in terms of like submachine guns go at 75 portability. It is faster than most of your pretty much all of your assault rifles, but if you want to use a very fast submachine gun, the UMP is not exactly the best candidate for that. The rate of fire is also the same as the M249 Paras at 79. So like I said, it's a stronger, heavier hitting submachine gun, but it's a heavier and slower firing submachine gun. So you got a bit of a trade-off. Do you want more damage and you want more power, or do you want a faster movement speed and faster rate of fire with that? So it's kind of like a balance you need to kind of decide between UMP and other submachine guns. Accuracy-wise, the UMP is kind of on the more accurate side. It does have a 67 accuracy. Not too important for submachine guns, really, but, I mean, take it as you will. It has a 63 recoil, so it's actually one of the lesser recoil submachine guns. Like, I believe some of the NX standard submachine guns, like I want to say the FMI SAF had like 65 or so recoil. I think amongst the four NX standard submachine guns or the most recent ones anyway, only the FMG9 Magpul has less recoil than the UMP. So that kind of shows you how good the UMP is in terms of recoil. And Recoil Spread is also pretty minimal for a submachine gun. You can definitely feel that I like to compare it to like the MP5 in terms of like maximum recoil spread. I think that, to me anyway, they feel the maximum spreads on both submachine guns are the same. It's just that the UMP kind of kicks around a little bit more, and that's pretty much the only difference. So the actual recoil spread of the UMP is actually pretty good when you're spraying from the hip and all, but since it's a submachine gun, you shouldn't really spray from the hip at really long range. Recoil Kickback, like I just mentioned, it is, like I compared to the MP5 just now, it does have a higher recoil kickback, but that's to be understandable because the MP5 is a very low recoil submachine gun. That's one of its main strengths, whereas the UMP's recoil, even though it is lower than other submachine guns, it's not exactly the lowest, but it's definitely low, definitely pretty low for compared to your average submachine gun. What your average submachine gun is, I wouldn't really know, but just compare it into any submachine guns you mainly use if it's not the UMP already. Moving on to the recoil controllability. So overall, the recoil controllability on the UMP is very, very good. It's very, very noob friendly. Because of its slower rate of fire, you can definitely easily control the recoil, unlike the T2 and the FMI SCF, because all those NX standard submachine guns have a really high rate of fire at 90. The only problem is that if you're not very good at controlling submachine gun recoil, then you're going to have a difficult time using those submachine guns because they have such a high rate of fire that you won't be able to control the shots easily. Whereas the UMP, it's very popular because it's very easy to control the recoil. You know where the recoil pattern will go, will take you, so it's very good submachine gun to use in that respect. Tapfire Ability, I mean, it is a submachine gun, so you're not going to be using it for tapfire much unless you really want to take out people at long range with the scope on it. I personally don't like doing that. I'd just rather take out an assault rifle or a sniper rifle, but if push comes to shove, the UMP is accurate to a certain extent. I think like far middle range is where it is the farthest you're going to go with the UMP before the damage drop off either just goes to shit, or the UMP just doesn't hit at that far of a range, because I do know for a fact that submachine guns do have a maximum range, just like some other weapons, but I mean, why would you want to use the UMP at long range? That's up to you. Sprint drawback. So the sprint drawback, it is a submachine gun, so sprint drawback is understandably pretty fast. It's a pretty quick animation from when you're sprinting to when you're normal again, so there's not too much to worry about there. Draw speed, it's pretty average. It's moderate, so nothing too special there. The center speed is technically slow, but it's still fast enough for you to get your, I think, your first 5 or so shots in pretty accurately on your target. So like I said, those first few shots are the most important, and the center speed will be fast enough for you to allow that on the UMP. Reload speed is quite fast, without any magazine modifications on it. Just your standard 35 round magazine. It reloads very quickly. Even with the extended mag 2, you can still your character will still reload it pretty quickly for a gun with extended mag 2 on it. So if you do want to use an extended mag 2 for that awesome 50 round magazine, then I really recommend it if that's what you want to do. Fire modes, it is only available in fully automatic. Moving on to the luck. It's a submachine gun, so you can definitely pull off those lucky lados if you so want to aim for them. But me personally, it's not that lucky. First of all, because of the fact that I always aim for the body instead of headshots. As I say that, I get a headshot. But me personally, I don't get many lottos with UMP, so that doesn't really, it's not too much of a concern for me. Ammo capacity, it has like I said, it has a unique, or it's not unique, but it has a very good 35 round magazine out of 105 rounds in reserve, so you can definitely last a long time with the UMP. This is kind of different because in other games, typically you'd have a 25 round magazine. I know that Counter-Strike only gives a UMP 25 bullets, and in Call of Duty it gives it 32 instead of 35, so I guess it differs from game to game. Key physical characteristics. So the UMP, it's a pretty, most of you guys probably know what the UMP already looks like by this point. If you guys do not know, it has a foldable buttstock, and it's got a peculiar, it's got a straight angled magazine. Most of the time, most guns have like a curved magazine, if you guys know what I'm talking about, but the UMP has a it's a straight magazine, just like what the magazine looks like on the Carbon 15, but it's at an angle. It's inserted into the gun it's inserted into a gun at an angle, so it's kind of like I don't know if you want to call it awkward, but it's definitely not orthodox. And it does have an integrated foregrip. Whatever the purpose of that is, I don't know, but it's still there. Muzzle noise. It has a very staticky noise to it. It's like middle frequency noise to it. So it's like a very staticky noise. I'm really terrible at mimicking sounds, but there you go. Let's see. Moving on to the attachment options, you can attach any attachment you want on it: silencers, magazine modifications, and suppressor. Or I already said that. And scopes. I would recommend using a extended mag 2 on it just for that 50 round magazine because the reload speed is tolerable. As long as you don't get caught in like really sticky situations when you're caught reloading. So. Let's see. Moving on to the whether or not it's fire team worthy. The UMP, because of its high damage, is categorization of a high damage submachine gun. I would understand if some of you would want to bring the UMP into fire team games like Black Lung or Cabin Fever, but be warned, it is not going to be your the most effective weapon in Cabin Fever or Black Lung because the zombies just have too much HP, and it's much better just bringing like an M4A1, which deals like 38 damage anyway because of that longer range that assault rifles have naturally over submachine guns. Let's see. Moving on to quarantine worthy. It is a submachine gun, so that means that it will be better than most other weapons like assault rifles, but honestly speaking, like the NX standard submachine guns like the T2 and all the shenanigans, all those would be much better because not only do they have much higher portability, but they also have faster rate of fire. So there you go. My frank personal opinions about the UMP. The UMP is arguably the most noob-friendly submachine gun in combat arms, just like how the M416 CQB is considered the most noob-friendly assault rifle in combat arms. So the UMP is almost like its counterpart in terms as far as submachine guns are concerned. And the G36E and the UMP are very good weapons, and they're very popular because of their low rank requirements. They are both unlocked at Sergeant. So pretty much at Sergeant, you unlock the 3 weapons you can probably rock for the rest of your combat arms career: the G36E, the L96A1, and the UMP. Those 3 weapons, you have those 3, you're good to go. So, or at least that's what I think. So, I have no problem just rocking the G36E, the L9, and the UMP. Those 3 weapons will solve all my problems easy. Anyways, UMP is a very good submachine gun. Like I said, it's very noob friendly because of its low recoil, high damage, and I don't want to say low rate of fire, but manageable rate of fire, because if it's not too fast, but it's not too slow. So I think it's the perfect combination of stats that Nexon can give to the UMP. So props to the Nexon team that developed the UMP's stats for that, because UMP is a very good weapon. It's not overpowered, but it's a very good weapon. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. This has been the UMP review. Next up, it will be the UMP 45, so stick around until then. Until that time, thanks for watching, guys. My name is Agent Psycho, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.